Being asked to serve on a board of directors is an incredible honor. It's also a position that usually involves some hefty responsibility, and there are also some things that you really need to ask yourself before committing to doing that. Author, blogger, and authority on all things good, Laura Wells McKnight, is here to explain. Laura, you say there are 3 things that we need to ask ourselves.
Yes, if you're asked to serve on a nonprofit board for a charity you love, you're right. It is such an honor. It's a really big deal. But you have to look at 3 things. You first have to look at mission. Are you really committed to the mission of the organization? Because there's nothing worse than being stuck in a bunch of meetings where you don't like the topic, right? So if you really care about the mission, that's a good place to start.
You don't want to say yes just because it's an honor.
Exactly.
You should be honored to be asked, but really do some investigating and see if it's something that you're passionate about. The next thing that you stress is taking a good hard look at the leadership of that organization.
Correct, because one of the board of directors' primary responsibilities is to hire and fire the CEO of that organization, or the executive director, or whoever the person is that's in charge of that nonprofit organization. So that charity is being run by somebody, and it's the board's responsibility to make sure that person's doing a good job, has the talent to take on the role, and meets the goals.
That's a huge responsibility. What about money? Because a lot of people don't look at the money when it comes to a nonprofit, and that is so important.
Money's the big one. So just like a for-profit business, a nonprofit business needs money to keep its lights on and pay the people and do all of the programs that help in the community. So a major responsibility of the board is to make sure that there's enough money, which means fundraising. 58% of board members have raised their hand and said, hey, look, we think fundraising is a massive issue for our organization. But you know what that means? It means the board has to help. So if you're not willing to write your own check, or to encourage the company you work for to write checks, or to go out and ask your friends to write checks, you really need to rethink whether being on a board of directors is the right thing for you.
Because you will pay your own money, because it's something that you'll be asked to do, and you'll be asked to ask your friends and your family and your coworkers to do that. There are other roles you can have with a nonprofit if you say, you don't really feel like the role of director is, you feel like that's a little bit too much to bite off. You can volunteer on committees and things.
It's a great point, because serving is one of the 10 ways to do good. Serving is a really important part of an overall social impact lifestyle, but some social impact personality types are just not a fit for serving, or serving on a board. So you need to think about serving in terms of, are you signing up to help on the fundraising committee for your kids' school? Are you joining a task force that's just going to help with a specific project? Those can be time limited, and they don't involve that big responsibility around the money, the leadership, the mission that comes with serving on an actual board of directors.
Laura Wells McKnight, thank you.